Hello, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the pool party. I hope you can swim because we're definitely diving into the deep end with a huge splash of truth, facts, evidence, information, and proof. Swim. Say what you mean. It's talk about talking. How we listen, how we hear, how we speak, how we hear what we're listening to when we speak, how a listener hears what we're saying, if what we're saying, what they're actually hearing and or understanding. Is it clear? Swim. Say what you mean. Well, that's just the beginning of understanding, because after that understanding, how do we accept it? How we respond if it's not what we expect is paramount. Are you okay with the truth? Are you man, woman, human, or spiritual enough to accept the truth? Let's find out. Welcome to the SWYM-ing Pool with your host, Travis Bridges.
That would be me. And I have an issue that I thought I was going to be able to fix. And I almost forgot about it until just an acronym for say what you mean. Hey, Kimberly, I sure do appreciate you joining me. I've got a 3-part tonight. We're rounding out Black History Month, March 2nd, 2022. Remember, almost 3 months, lose some weight. You said, I'm going to go on a diet. And then you said, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And about the 3rd of January, we're like, okay, I'm going to start next week, or I'm going to start on Monday. I know you did it. You don't have to admit it. But anyway, Black History Month is kind of sort of over. But just like we do our birthdays, we celebrate the whole month. Let's just try to talk about it the whole year. Anyway, I started out thinking I was going to do a plethora of Black history contributors, but I ended up with Muhammad Ali and his poem on the truth. And I guess I'm going to have to stay on that for a little while because it's just where I am right now in my life with what I'm going through and what I have going on. It's kind of sort of centered around truth, and I just kind of want his bit again, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm hoping that I'm getting a good signal. Doesn't look like I am. It says it's not receiving. I think I know why, but I'm just gonna hope for the best. Any of my technicians out there, can you send me a text? Hey, dear Tasha. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, I know already. Anyway, am I getting a good signal or not? Anyway, what I'm going to do, I have some subjects tonight, and they're somewhat like reruns, but not reruns. They're kind of sort of reruns, entitled The Meaning of Mean, like being mean and the meaning of mean, playing with words. And the second one is, who's the boss? And the third guest is going to come on as not necessarily a guest. It's going to be the preview to from before, a preview from before. Make that make sense. And it's going to be talking about, I'll tell you, and getting another layer of therapy. So with that being said, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to come back. As I said, I'm going to talk about the meaning of mean. I'm going to talk about who's the boss and the trailer to I'll tell you later. Before I go, I want to remind you, when you know better, you're supposed to do better. man, there's something called pride and ego. And you know what I'm going to do? I think next week or maybe the week after, I'm going to prepare a bit from Bishop T.D. Jakes that I heard. And instead of changing and making it right, we'll hold on to what we said because we don't want to be wrong, or we don't want to have to be corrected, or we don't want to have to eat any crow. You know, it doesn't taste good to eat crow. It doesn't feel good to be proven inaccurate or incorrect or just flat out wrong. But you can't sleep good when you know you're wrong and you just keep doing wrong. There's something called repenting. And, you know, it's kind of sort of biblical and maybe even religious. And before I knew better, I used to think it was just stop doing something bad. But anytime you repent, it just means to just turn away from anything. I'm going to repent from the kitchen table. I'm going to repent from the kitchen table and the refrigerator in about 10 more days. I'm going to show you. Look at my face today. In about 90 days, you're going to see a little thinness come in because I do it all the time. It's been a roller coaster ride for me for a while. And they say you have what you say. So guess what I'm saying? I'm saying it's a roller coaster. And guess what? That's what it has been. And until I shape up my health and my fitness groove one more again. But anyway, I'm going to take a little short break. And when I come back, I'm going to kick it off with the meaning of mean, the boss, and I'll tell you later. They're all interviews and they're pretty interesting. They're pretty good. Not bad at all. So do me a favor. Hold the spot you got. I'll be right back. And remember, when you know better, do better. And remember, whether you tell the truth or not, it will find hide. That goes for everybody.
The Swimming Pool with Travis Bridges is a talk segment about talking. Talk about talking? Yes, talk about talking. It's designed to bring awareness to how we listen, how we hear, and what we do with the information we receive during communication. The mind is automatically programmed to protect the body and soul. It displays that through each and every encounter. If any part of the mind will automatically issue the flight command. The flight command to retreat to safety. Engaging in conversation and staying focused on what is present is considered mental fitness. It strengthens our emotions and helps us to gain control of our circumstances instead of having our circumstances overtake our thinking and our very existence. It's a difficult task to achieve because our feelings, beliefs, and desires are so strong that it causes us to totally disregard even the most common or basic reasoning. This live stream is only here to bring awareness to that subconscious process. Nothing or no one is actually wrong. However, the idea of being side of what we've already concluded is golden, especially if the new information is transparent. The SWYM developers would like to say thanks for supporting, watching, listening, and sharing this information. Now, back to the swimming pool. Let's dive in.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to answer your other call. Is it ringing? Answer it. Oh my God, are you there?
Yes.
You couldn't answer it? I thought you were answering it. Why didn't you say hello?
You didn't answer back. I've been saying hello. I was wondering why one call is on hold and the other one was muted.
I hung up the other one.
Well, now it shows that it's hung up. You come onto this one and then you're scolding me because you don't know how to handle your phone.
Maybe I am. Maybe I didn't hear you.
You know what? The next time I see it's your call, I'm not going to answer because I know you're going to be mean to me.
Why do you think I'm mean to you?
Because you are.
What have I done or said that
fits the
Everything.
description
It's like
of the
always
definition of
being
mean.
there with them.
Okay, hold on, stop for a second. First of all, tell me what your definition of mean is.
That tone of voice.
So my tone of voice is mean, not me.
I don't have you close, so you can't be physically mean.
Okay, so hold on a second. So am I being mean to you, or what I'm saying sounds mean to you? Or the tone that I'm using? Because if
Your
I'm...
demeanor.
Pardon?
Your demeanor that's being expressed through your tone of voice.
Say that again?
Oy.
I didn't hear you.
I said your demeanor is mean and is being expressed through what you said.
My demeanor?
Through your voice. You're mean to me.
What is my demeanor?
You're grouchy and short and just...
So now you're going from mean to grouchy to short. Which is it?
All of those things.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What are you doing? Hello?
Here.
Why are you so far from the phone?
None of your business. I went to the bathroom.
Oh my
Get my body.
God. But that's not talking to me from way back there. I can't hear you. You didn't say hold
What does that
on.
mean?
Say it again.
I was drinking water. Hello?
I'm here. I've already lost the momentum I had. You just killed my vibe.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Oh, you're happy that you killed my vibe?
What vibe is that? Call me because you are upset because you cannot take a joke about me being in the hospital because you care about me. So because you're upset with me, then you yell at me and you made me feel like you're just mad at me over that thing because you have no sense of humor. And then after that, you just proceed to lash out at me. And the fact of the matter, I'm trying to get some work done so that I can get out of here.
So you don't want to talk to me now. You can't talk right now.
I really can't. But I accommodated all of that.
Right. Including calling me mean. So when can we have a conversation about me being mean to you and what mean means and whether or not it's me or my tone of voice and all of that the path we were going down? When can we finish that conversation? Because I don't want to be accused of being mean. And if I'm mean, then okay, I want to be mean. I want to be intentionally trying to be mean. Because right now I mean you no harm. And if it's coming across as that, you know, I don't know what I need to do. But if it's coming across in that, I may as well make it legit and actually do something mean. So when can we have the conversation?
Not today.
I didn't ask you when we could not have it. I want to know when we can have it. Saturday. Saturday when? And you be the one to call me at 9:45?
No. I'm not going to do that because you're the one who wants to talk to me.
I know, but you're not available now. So I'm going to be available whenever you are. So I'm asking you just to show me that you mean it. Will you reach out to me? Would you do that small favor for me and call me at 9:45 on Saturday morning? Just for me. I mean, if you love me. It's just a small favor.
The question is, why do you want me to call you?
Because I would rather know that you're going to, based on what you say, by proving it, by saying you can also call me. It would mean that much to me. If you can't, it's okay. If you cannot, then okay, I'll reach out to you. But if you can and you will, I would appreciate it. So will you call me on Saturday morning at 9:45 so that we can do, finish this conversation? If you can get me in before Saturday, will you do it?
I will try.
That's all I ask.
Okay. Well, have fun doing whatever you have to do, and thanks for taking my call and giving me this time. It means the world to me. And if there's any way I can give it back to you in some kind of way, let me know, and I will stop at nothing to make sure it's
You
done.
are funny. You are very funny.
So I'm mean and funny. Why can't I just be who God created me to be?
I have to know what all of that stuff is.
You don't have to. I just didn't want to leave you to your own thoughts and wondering in case it was important to you. You would have some peace in knowing and understanding. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, what?
I said okay.
Okay, what? What are you okaying?
Whatever.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay. Well, I won't hold you. I'll let you go. And I'll.
Are you are recording this?
What difference does it make? Would you say something differently if I was or was not recording it?
I definitely wouldn't. It would be exactly what I'm saying right now.
So why does it matter if it's being recorded?
It was just a question.
I know it was a question. Now I'm asking you a question back. Why does it matter?
It doesn't.
Okay, so why do you need to know so badly?
Because you're supposed to tell me that you're going to record me.
Okay, I told you the other day that if I call you on this number, chances are I'm calling. That's what I'm doing.
So you have to remind me that's what
Well, I'm reminding you now, and the next time you see this number, it's likely going to be recorded. So is that good enough, or do you need special treatment where I announce to you like,
What? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, what?
Nada.
Why are you so far back?
I'm talking. I have you on speakerphone.
I knew it.
My hands are busy.
Do you know that's the worst way to try to have a phone conversation when you're trying to do an interview is on?
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that.
All right. So Saturday it is.
Señor, ten piedad. Cristo, ten piedad.
Are you gonna listen? I don't need to hear you singing in the phone. You're getting on my nerves, and that's where I was ending the conversation. But if you want to talk, then I'll come back.
I thought you said that you needed prayer.
What do you mean you thought I said that? I either said it or I didn't.
You said earlier in the conversation that you needed prayer.
Did I tell you what I needed prayer for? Or you don't remember?
You said you needed prayer because, no, I don't remember, but I remember that you
Okay, so then if you don't remember, let's not talk about what I said, because if we can't equate it or compare it or pair it with what I said, it could mean, and I don't want you to like misquote me or, what were you going to say anyway about me saying that?
I don't remember. I apologize. I think about it.
All right.
I mean, that is so bad that I said it.
Don't worry.
I am not.
Oh, I think I remember what it was. I remember what it was I said I needed prayer with that you laughed about. On how to work on being overly concerned about how people feel and what they think.
You have a perfect recall memory of the things that you say.
Well, that was conveniently because I didn't want to be misquoted, especially when you're talking about me saying I need prayer, because people need prayer for different things. And if somebody were to hear me say that, I would want them to pray for the right thing. So remember what I said I needed prayer about since you were going to talk about it?
That you said that you needed prayer to learn how not to be mean to people.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes.
No.
When we were talking about
I just said I needed prayer to help me not to be concerned.
From this deep realization that people think that you're mean, but you're really not mean. It's just your disposition of how you do things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Blah, 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 blah.
No, I missed all of that. Repeat that.
I can't talk right now.
Well, don't be saying stuff if you can't talk. You mean you can't repeat it right now?
I can't. I already messed up a line. Oh my God. You're so funny. Okay, so when I have no recollection of the exact title of what is it that you were going into this deep retrospect. That one day we had a conversation that was like mind blowing, earth shattering, all kinds of things. And then you went through this reckoning, I guess, where you realized that you were misunderstood or missed something. And then you were like hoping that people did not perceive you in a certain way because it was not intended, blah, 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 blah.
The blah, blah, blah is really bothering me. You really have to be specific if you're suggesting that I quoted something, because I don't want to leave you to your own thoughts and imagination. If you're going to say I said something, blah, blah, blah is not in it. I don't even use that lingo.
So just so you know that people that have recollective memory like me, I have to go back to the moment. My brain is actually going into the Rolodex to remember a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning that you called me and you said you were going through this introspective rebuilding of whatever. I'm trying to remember the exact terminology.
Do you care? Does it matter what the terminology was before you state it?
For you, it does. For me, it just, I remember you were like in deep.
I know, but when you don't remember, do we need to talk about what it could have been before you make the statement? Okay, well then, why don't you either? Okay, so you want to make the statement. You want to make the statement without.
I like I said, I am not in the capability of talking right now because I'm in the middle of doing this.
Well, then why don't you hang up? Why don't you go then? Why don't you say, listen, I'll talk to you Saturday, or give me another time, and I will be ready for you.
I'll talk to you Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.
Mighty Horn Music. Smooth jazz, top 40 R&B, inspiration live from the Hollywood Home Studio. Like, share, subscribe. And thanks for tuning in.
Try that.
All right.
Okay. Much better. I hung up the other line.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine.
Right.
I'm assuming you want to do 2020 questions again.
How did you guess?
What's on your mind?
Well, nothing in particular. I did have an interview on yesterday that was interesting, and it just sparked up the energy for me to try to talk again, and I knew we had a pretty good one before that never made it to the reel. So I figured I'd reach out to you now and see if you would be interested in, taking a stroll down 20 question lane.
Okay.
Well, it's not called 20 questions, right? You know what it's called. You know what it's called?
Are you recording this?
Well, I am recording this.
You are?
I am.
Oh, of course you are.
I said, you know what it's called?
What's what called?
What? It's not called 20 questions. I ask you, do you know what it is called?
What it is called? Getting to know you?
No.
What's it called?
It's called SWYM-ing.
Lamb.
SWYM-ing.
Let me take you off speaker.
Oh my God, you really had me on speaker.
I'm by myself.
I don't care.
It's the only way I can hear half the time.
Oh, okay. But I'm like, speakerphone and interviews don't work well.
Okay, well, I've got you off speaker. I got the phone to my ear now.
And you sound so much better.
One more time.
I said it's called SWYM-ing.
SWYM-ing.
PWIM. PWIM.
P-W. SWYM-ing.
Poem.
What is that?
I'm going to tell you. You got to know how to pronounce it first. SWYM-ing. Or a antonym, or is it synonym or antonym? I think it's anonym. Well, no. What do you call it when you have capital letters and it spells out something? What is that called?
It's an antonym.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, an antonym for say what you mean and play what you mean. So it's SWYM-ing. So when I'm talking, I'm saying what I mean and I'm encouraging other people to say what they mean. But when I'm with my music, it's play what you mean. So it's SWYM-ing. Say what you mean, play what you mean. Make sense?
All right, I got you. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of catchy, right?
Got you.
I said it's kind of catchy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How was your day?
Exhausting.
Why?
Because my boss is annoying as...
Okay, really?
Yes.
Why is it your boss?
I'm fine as long as he leaves me alone and just lets me do my work. But when he comes in my office and he comes behind me and he directs me and I'm going to do whatever it is that he says do. No, I want you to do it this way. This is how I want it done. I'm like, I'm doing the same thing that you want done. I'm getting the same asking for. I just do it this route instead of this route. The way you want it done involves 10 times more clicking than the way I do it. I see the same end that you want. But he's 70-something years old, and he's just like, do it his way or no way.
Well, you know, a lot of people are like that.
Huh?
I said a lot of people are like that, and you understand why, right?
No, I really don't. Because as long as you get the same end, what difference does it matter if the means was a little different than the way you would do it? As long as you still wind up with the same thing that you're looking for.
Do you want to know the answer to that question, or are you just asking it because you want to hear yourself talk?
No, I'm not asking it. I'm just making a statement.
I know, but its statement was in the form of a question, and I talked.
Okay, give me your opinion.
Do you remember the question?
Yes.
Okay, repeat the question, then I'll give you my response. Maybe it won't be in an opinion form, but it would be.
Why does it matter what means I use as long as you get the end result that you're looking for? 2 years.
Okay. Did you create the way to do it, or were you trained how to do it?
I wasn't trained. I just got hired and went to work.
So no one was in that position before you?
That person wasn't there anymore.
I know, but so you didn't get any training on what to do?
No. My training came from all the other places I worked at.
Okay. So he never told you how he wanted it done?
Every day we sit down and he's like, okay, something new. I want you to do it like this. I want this done like this. I want you to do this. I want you to add this to this. I want you to change this to this. I want you to start doing this. I want you to do this. I mean, every day is something new.
Right.
And he's constantly changing stuff up, and I can't keep up with all of his changes and with all of his little, how should I put this? To me, they're insignificant details that he's adding to how he wants to work. It's not allowing me to do the real work. Clients can move on with their life.
Okay, I understand that. So he's never shown you how he wants it done?
He shows me something different every day.
So
You have a problem with him showing you what he wants?
No, I have a problem with him standing over me and directing me and yelling at me and being overly aggressive with his voice. That's what I have a problem with.
And why do you have a problem with it?
Because I can't stand for anyone to yell at me.
So is he being disrespectful to you?
I don't know if you call it disrespectful. I just think he doesn't know any other way.
So you don't know if it's disrespectful. Do you feel disrespected?
It makes me upset.
I know. I'm trying to understand.
Him. But now I've learned to just, when he starts pushing the buttons, I'm like, I need a few minutes, or I need to take 5, or I can't deal with this. I got to get out of here. So then I'll go to another room.
So do you feel
because I'm not trying to lose my job over his insistence on being overly aggressive with his voice.
So overly aggressive with his voice. What do you mean? You understand he's
the
like
yelling, the being just with raising his voice, trying to make me do and be what he wants me to do and be, when if he would just talk to me, it'd be a lot more done.
Right, but my question is, does he disrespect you?
I can't say that he's really disrespectful. I have PTSD, and when he yells at me, it puts me in a whole different frame of capability and mindset, and all I want to do is get out of there, get away from him.
I understand. The issue is your PTSD.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not that he's doing anything wrong.
No, yelling at me is definitely wrong.
Well, I'm asking you, is he disrespectful to you?
Okay. Define disrespectful.
Disrespect. Why don't I look it up? How about I do that? Because since you don't know what it is, and I think I do, and I don't want to be incorrect, especially since we are, working on listening to what we say. Hold on a second. Definition of disrespect.
Here's the definition of disrespect. Lack of respect or courtesy.
Okay. Does he show a lack of courtesy towards you?
I think it's probably mutual. There are times when we both show a lack of courtesy to one another.
Okay. The question is, does he show a lack of courtesy towards you?
Yeah.
So then he is disrespectful to you.
Respectful.
Well, disrespect was, the word, a lack of courtesy was the explanation of it. And before I looked up the official definition, disrespect is something that's unacceptable, that is deliberately rude. Do you think when he raises his voice, do you feel like he's trying to hurt your feelings?
No. He's trying to demand and insert he is the authority, but he's trying. What's the word I'm trying to use?
You don't have to. I ask you one question. You're telling me something different from what I ask you. Does he when he does that? Do you believe in your heart that he is trying to disrespect you or hurt you? No, that's a specific and direct question that
I'm just trying to get an answer to in order for me to respond to what you're saying, because I'm hearing you and I don't like being yelled at or disrespected or someone showing a lack of courtesy, but I have to deal with it sometimes. So I'm asking you if that's how you feel. If you feel like, first of all, you said you don't like it, and I'm asking you if it's disrespect, and then you kind of said no. Then when we looked up the definition, you said we both, the kind of person he is, he signs your check, he makes sure you have a clean place to work, and, you know, he provides for you, probably insurance and whatnot, and he does have the ultimate responsibility. You just said he is the authoritative figure there. So his name is on the company he represents, so there is a way that he needs to feel comfortable. So my question to you, specific and direct, and I'm looking for, do you believe in your heart that when he raises his voice, that he is intentionally trying to hurt you or disrespect you?
No.
That he's not trying to, and that's not what he's doing. Maybe the issue is how you're responding to that. No? Because if he is, as you just said, he is the authoritative figure, he is the boss, he knows what he wants, how he wants it. You've been there for 2 years, and he shows you different stuff. There is a way that he wants you to do it. Of course, once you learn the way he wants you to do it, and then being held accountable for what happens, he needs to know that it is going well. And 2 years is a long time, but it's not so much time that he can't want to be sure that he's getting exactly what he's expecting. So if he comes in, and I can only imagine if he's, you know, the CEO, he's probably a little more wired than average person would be. So it would be normal for a person with more responsibility to have a little more stress and pressure. So him lifting his voice is probably out of the stress and pressure that he has. But if you know that he means you no harm, in the sense that he's not trying to disrespect you, and he's not trying, you know, he has malice in his heart and he's trying to bully you, or he's actually being mean. Mean is a new word that I, you know, just the other day. If he's not being mean on purpose, then maybe you could look at how you are responding to what's going on, and maybe that can be, you know, the resolve to what you're experiencing.
Okay, I'll take a look at it.
You'll take a look at what?
My responses.
Why are you going to take a look at it?
Obviously, you're giving me some good advice, so it's something that I probably need to take a look at.
So when you say you know it's good advice and you can take constructive criticism, why are you using the word probably when it says you need to take a look at it? If you know it's constructive and you can take good advice, why don't you just say you will take a look at it and not probably?
Oh, my God.
Oh, your God.
Oh.
What about your God? Is your God different from mine or everyone else's?
I don't know. I might worship my lamp, and that might be my God.
Okay, well, that's between you and
I
whoever
don't,
that is.
but I'm just saying. You never know what a person's God might be.
So you didn't answer my question. Are you going to take a look at it, or are you going to probably take a look at it? What's all good?
I will change my response.
And do you think that would solve the issue?
Do I think what?
You think that would solve your concern, your issue?
Oh, it's not going to stop him from yelling.
Him yelling is not the issue.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Okay, what?
You said him yelling is not the issue.
It's not.
Him yelling is what causes me to have to leave the room.
Well, him yelling is an effect. It's not the cause. It's the effect of it. Your response is the cause.
No,
Because
you got it backwards. I wouldn't leave the room if he wasn't yelling.
okay, well, I'm glad you noticed that I have it backwards. So we just determined that with him being the CEO and the authoritative figure, and you already know that he's not going to stop yelling, and you also just said that you don't want to lose your job, and he is well within his rights to express himself in the manner based on his personality and his character, as long as he's not disrespecting you or causing you any kind of bodily harm. His raising his voice is probably a part of the pressure that comes with him having so much on his plate. With great
Well,
responsibility
it
comes.
doesn't hurt any that the fact that he's like 6'4", and he's a big man, and he's got a very gruff voice, and he's like in his 70s.
All
So
of
he's
that
kind of a cantankerous old man too.
all of that has a part in the bigger picture. And the bigger picture involves being the change you want to see. And considering he is the CEO and you are the one that's working for him, it would be in your best interest to take a look, as you said, not probably, but take a look at how you can be the one to make the adjustment. Now, PTSD is something that I don't take lightly at all, but it's definitely something that you can work around. Otherwise, you wouldn't be employed by someone else and you wouldn't be functioning in society the way you are. So I'm not going to say it's an excuse, but it is something that you can't use in this particular case as to why you don't like your job and why you're having a rough day and why you're going to put so much energy into what your boss is doing as opposed to what you can do.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Next subject.
Well, we're not finished with it.
We've accomplished all that we're going to accomplish about my job.
Okay,
So let's talk about something else.
okay, we can go to something else, but I need some comfort in knowing that the time I just spent sharing with this was not in vain. A couple more questions.
You're gonna anyway. Go ahead.
No, I won't. If you tell me no, I won't. I'm not going to force myself. Do you
Go
mind?
ahead.
Okay. When you first got on the phone, you told me you had a rough day because your boss was, this bad person that you just didn't like yelling at you and standing over your shoulder and this, that, and the other. And now that you have had a chance to take a different look at it from a different angle, I get the impression that maybe you can deal with it and maybe your boss isn't as bad as you felt he was when you first started talking to me. And if that's the case, now I feel like maybe we did get something out of the conversation because I believe you're smart, you're intelligent. I believe you're more than qualified for your job and you can do it. You just might need to adjust the way you see what's going on. Life is 10% what happens and 90% of how we respond to it. And I believe you can come home tomorrow.
All right. I agree. All right means diet.
All right. So do you feel better?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So
Mighty Horn Music. Smooth jazz, top 40 R&B, inspirationals, and more. Live from the Hollywood Home Studio. Like, share, subscribe. And thanks for tuning in.
I think it just derives from my childhood. I did like a study of myself, and some traumas in my childhood just caused me to always want to be heard and never misunderstood. I think it just derives from my childhood. I did like a study of myself, and some traumas in my childhood just caused me to always want to be heard and never misunderstood. And I always need to understand and not be, confused when someone is saying something. I like to nail people down to exactly what they're saying instead of trying to figure out what they mean. So if I'm interacting with someone like I was just with you, and I was asking you a question, and instead of getting a specific indirect answer, you seemed to be pushing the why you were not, but I wasn't concerned at that moment as to why. Be busting my chops a little bit. Part of me wants to rise up, but I have to be respectful of what you're saying. And I am hearing you, and trust me, I would not be asking you to interview or anyone else if I wasn't open to change and to grow. I may not get it myself on the first conversation. Nothing that you have said has been a cheerleader factor to me, but I'm not discouraged at what you're saying. Fortunately, as I said, I walked into this, and what I am going to do is what I've been doing. I've been investigating myself and, trying to be self-improving, because I understand that my personality, and I'm not making an excuse, I know that I can be perceived as rude, because I'm telling you right now, in your face on this phone, I'm to ask you, what are you saying?
Do you understand the words that are...
I want to know what I want to know, and I want to understand what I want to understand, and I won't bite my tongue to ask you, what are you saying, if you're trying to explain something to me. And once again, I would like to defend myself that I would never try to force anyone to say what I want them to say.
English, do you speak it? Yes.
However, if I am not understanding what they are explaining, and I try to get them to make it clear for me.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you. Say what one more damn time.
I'm not trying to make them say anything. I will always accept your answer or anyone's answer if it's clear and direct. I'm not contesting that there are gray areas in life. You're either for world peace or you're not. Yes, there are gray areas in there. But once again, when I'm trying to understand a person, I like to know where they stand before they try to explain why. If I'm coming across in a positive way, and you suggest that I am an intelligent man, how I present it can and will be worked on. That's why I'm having these conversations, because I do want to be, I guess, a little more appeasing to people that may not like it. You made a statement about me, and you can call it a cheerleading form, but I just so happen to agree with you. You said that I have something to say. You detect that maybe from my other conversations. You also made a statement that, I'm an intelligent man. You said those things about me, and I'm grateful for those. You also said some things earlier that were not quite in the same vein as those. They were not as nice, but I took those the same way I'm taking this. I'm just using this as a closing statement, to try to make one of many closing points. If you are making these statements about me and my personality and maybe even my character, in that, I have something to say and I have a level of intelligence and I have something to offer, and then on the other side, you are saying that how it's presented or how someone may perceive it may, put a dent in that, I'm going to have to be okay with that. Not that I'm saying it's okay that, I may not come across to everybody the same way, because there are many people that I communicate with that don't see me as that way and can see through how I'm presenting something and get the meat and potatoes of what I'm saying, as opposed to, the fat and dessert.
Yes, I've always been a great admirer of your ability as a poet.
It has been said that I have two alternatives: either go to jail or go to the army.